ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mourinho Challenge, where today we have got the Champions League final. It's an El Clasico as well, so it's a massive, massive game. Before we jump into things though, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and of course, we will show you how we got to this stage before we jump into it. So let's take a look at the journey to the Champions League final. It was smooth sailing through the group stage with the first game against Olympique Lyon at home, Hannibal scoring from the penalty spot in the first half, and then as the second half came round, we made things a lot more comfortable. Frankie de Jong playing the ball forward to Jackson, whose ball through to Parada was able to allow him to slot it past the keeper for 2-0. Then a third came after that. In the 69th minute, Brandon Williams moving the ball forward. Lovely bit of interchange and a ball over the top again, finding Parada this time to be able to slot it in at the near post past the keeper. That was 3, and then number 4 came around 15, or well, I should say more like 7 minutes later, not 15, as Jackson again finding Parada, who dinked over the keeper for his hat-trick, and number 4 for Barca. It was a consolation goal for Lyon though, late on in the game, 86th minute here, as Jordan was able to get down the left-hand side, a whipped ball in, found the head of Brandon Williams that fell to Thomas for 4-1. We had a 3-1 win against Olympiacos. They took the lead early on in the game. In the 23rd minute, Kramer getting that one from a deep free kick, but we were able to respond. In the same half, we were able to get a goal to level things up. Gedson Fernandez finding Kiergaard with a lovely strike into the top left-hand corner. And then in the second half, we were able to turn things around fully, getting 2 more goals to make it 3-1. De Jong moving the ball forward to Pedri, who drove forward, dinking it over the top for Jackson to volley in for the second goal of the game for Barcelona. And then the third came in the 85th minute, late on in the game. Frankie de Jong's ball over the top, found Parada. A bit of a mistake by the keeper not coming out, and Parada took it round him for 3-1. A dominant performance in the game against Sporting led to only just winning the game 1-0, coming just before half-time. Weber with the ball driving into the box, slotting it in past the keeper for 1-0. In the return leg, though, we did make things a little bit more comfortable for us and made a bit of amends, with Hannibal's ball through, finding Parada to make it 1-0 with a lovely chip over the goalkeeper in the first 8 minutes. Then it wasn't long after that we were able to double our lead, only 3 minutes later, where Jackson's corner found the head of what was believed to be Araujo, whose flick didn't quite go towards goal, but the ball did work back into the box for Parada to left-footed strike. Lovely curling little effort into the bottom left-hand corner there for 2-0. Then just inside the second half, we were able to again get a third goal. Kiergaard receiving the ball from Hannibal, who was able to slot it past the keeper. And then number 4 also came along with a lovely, lovely worked goal. Parada down this left-hand side. He was able to get all the way down to the byline, crossed it into the back post, was a header by Webster, and Kiergaard got onto that one, which came back across the box for 4-0. We then had possibly the biggest win in Barcelona history, a 15-1 home win against Olympiacos. I don't quite know where to start. Kiergaard with a goal for the first one in the first 3 minutes, and that set the tone. Araujo then moving the ball forward for Kiergaard. Only 4 minutes later, we were able to double our lead, coming through to Parada, who smashed it in past the keeper. He was one of 2 players who got 6 goals in the game, which is kind of a ridiculous number when you think about it. But lovely football. Jackson taking it onto the outside, then cutting back in, and he was able to get a goal to make it 3 in just 10 minutes. Number 4 came as the ball was played forward to Parada. He played it out to Webster, who was coming inside, looked for the ball back to Parada, who knocked it through to Pedri, who found the goal at the near post. That's 4-0 in 18 minutes. Then number 5 came on just after the half an hour mark. Gedson Fernandez's ball over the top, found Weber, who was able to get that ball back across the box for Jackson's head to knock it in. So as the game continued, we continued to get the goals, and they became thick and fast before the half-time. It was a header off the bar that rebounded down, and Parada was able to make sure of that one to go in. And then another one came as Razul was able to find Pedri, who turned, found Bellingham, who easily played the ball through to Parada, who slotted it past the keeper, maybe a bit too easily there, which allowed us to get what was, I believe, to be our 7th goal. Number 8 came in on the 42nd minute. Parada going through a goal, smashing it past the keeper, as he has done. And then number 8, is that right? The came in. I'm losing count, and I've already seen this game. Kjærgaard going through on goal. He was able to, he's forced to cut it back, and Parada getting what I believe to be maybe his 5th goal of the game there. I don't even know. We did manage to get to the second half, and almost instantly we've got another goal. It was over the top to Parada, who was able to smash that in past the keeper. And then following that, there was a little bit of a gap before we were able to then get another goal. But because it was them who, in fact, got the goal to counteract that. A challenge by Gedson Fernandes fell to Savage, who smashed it in for their one and only consolation goal of the game. Araujo played it back to Gedson. Kjærgaard, then Pedri, into Bellingham, who played it through to Jackson, who was able to smash it in for another goal. Then we got another one, 75th minute. It was Rene who'd come onto the pitch at this point, finding Bellingham, who played it through to Jackson to get another goal here in today's game. And then we've got what I believe to be is our 12th goal, or 13th goal, I should correct myself there. There's so many. I don't think I've ever scored this many goals in one game. Jackson with a long-range effort off the post to make it number 13. And then number 14 came with Jackson's cross coming into the box from a corner as Toprak was able to get that one. And then finally, the 15th goal for us, 16th in the game. Hannibal, Rene, Weber, whose ball through to Jackson, got him another goal and made it 15-1. Our final game in the Champions League group stage was against Lyon. It was a tight one, 3-2 in the end, with one of our boys getting sent off. Bellingham having a great strike initially to give us the lead. It was Lyon, though, that bounced back in the first half. Thomas being able to play it back to Marcus, who found Dest on the left-hand side, who slotted it in past the keeper. It was the second half where we were able to take the lead back, though, as it was Weber coming forward, who had taken a little bit of a knock, finding Parada, who found Bellingham, whose ball through to Rodriguez was enough for him to take it around the keeper and slot it in. Then number 3, which doubled our lead, came only a few minutes later on the hour mark, where De Jong played the ball forward to Bellingham, who's been fantastic this season, knocking it through to Parada to get, which I don't know how many goals he scored, but some ridiculous number for the club. They did get one back, though, late on in the 84th minute, just before we had a sending off, where Marcos was able to play Williams through, whose shot was saved, but it fell to Thomas for 3-2. So we made it through to the first round of the Champions League knockouts, and it was against Arsenal. The away leg was to start with. This was the first goal for them in the early stages with 4 minutes in. It was Saka to get that goal. We were able to retaliate and get a goal back in the second half as Kjærgaard was played through down the left-hand side, played it back to Bellingham, who found Gedson Fernandes to level things up for the second leg. And in that second leg, it was the same scoreline. It was 1-1, and it did lead to penalties. Initially, we got the lead this time with Kjærgaard scoring at the near post, and then they retaliated pretty well just after half-time for them to get a leveller at 1-1. Santana coming down this right-hand side, he was able to play it back to Villa for 1-0. But as I said, it was down to penalties in the end, and we were the lucky ones to get the win to go through to the next round. And going through to the quarterfinals, it was Bayern Munich who was our opposition in this one. A 1-0 lead was an early one for us, as in the first 3 minutes, Bellingham was able to great strike to get the goal there. They did respond quickly, though, with a corner being played in, and it was Nandl to get that goal. Then later in the game, only a few minutes later though, Rodrigo's ball over the top found Parada to give us the lead once again. That made it 2-1, and we kind of improved on our lead now, with the third being in the start of the second half. A corner coming in, Elkjær with the header back across and Weber to volley home. And then on this one, they were able to get a fourth goal. Bellingham on the edge of the box finding Pedri to find Weber, who smashed it in, and it gave us a great opportunity for the second leg. The second leg, however, didn't quite go initially to plan. We took a lead in the 22nd minute with Bellingham scoring a header, but Bayern Munich came out all guns blazing after we missed a penalty later on in the first half. And in the second, that was it. They responded fantastically, getting a 4-1 win on the day, levelling things up at 5-5. Their second coming from a free kick back to the back post, where Donnelly was able to head it home to make it 2-1. And then number 3 was able to come from a long ball forward. We didn't react, and Pinatarez got put through, who just played it past the keeper for 3. And then 4 came late on in the game, 91st minute in added time, where Donnelly was able to drive forward, poking it through again to Pinatarez, who was able to slot this past the keeper. 4-4-1. It did take it to penalties, and once again we did squeeze through on penalties, getting the win in the end. Then we had Man United, the reigning holders of the Champions League, in the semi-finals. They did take the lead. Mohamed in the first 5 minutes scoring there as we were at home. But we were able to respond quite nicely. In the 40th minute, just before half-time, Jackson's ball over the top found Parada, who was able to slot it past the keeper to level things. And then our second of the game did come in the second half. Only 7 minutes into it, as we were able to work the ball forward. Rene being very influential in this one. His ball got cut back to Bellingham, whose volley made it 2-1 going into the second leg. And this one didn't go to penalties. It was a 2-2 draw in the end, but it wasn't without trying. Weber being played through in the late on in the first half to score, to give us that 1-0 lead, looking very, very confident. But Man United weren't done there. Boyson receiving the ball from Kulusevski, who was able to cut inside, and a long-range effort gave him that leveller to make it 1-1 and make it the 3-2 on aggregate. And then again, a ball switched over to the other side for Almada, who'd just come on, dinking it over the keeper to level things up. That made it 3-3 over the 2 legs, but we weren't done. In the 91st minute at the death, we were able to get the lead to take us through to the final. Bellingham's ball in, found Rene, who's really shone today, and made it 4-3. And that is how we got to the final of the Champions League. We won the league as well, very, very comfortably in the end. 101 points to Valencia's 79, who was way, way behind us. We won it with like 8 games to go or something. It's kind of crazy, really. We've been fantastic in the league, so fully deserved. So that's another trophy to add to our numbers, and hopefully we can get another one today. We have got a few injuries and a few jaded players, with the likes of Fernandes being out injured, and we've got De Jong still kind of having a bit of fitness issues, but we will be looking to get the boys out there for a big, big game today. Rodrigo's really started to perform as a right back, so that's good to see. We will bring in Bellingham as that centre midfielder, as well as Xavi Rene's been. I really think we need to bring on Jackson, and we could put Kjærgaard as the shadow striker, Hannibal as the advanced playmaker, Jackson on the left, Weber on the right, Parada up top, Williams. Yeah, we'll leave Williams in at... no, we won't. We'll bring in Sangoz as the centre, left back, turning centre midfielder when we're on the attack. And then Elkjær and Araujo will be playing centre half together, as they have done throughout the season, performing so well. Hyan Hall in goal, who's been fantastic. He's won goalkeeper of the year. Parada's won top goal scorer in the league, as well as top best player or something. I can't remember. And Xavi Rene has also won young player of the year. So plenty of our players have been doing fantastically this season, as well as I think something like 8 players got into the team of the year, with 2 of those being on the subs bench. So we've done very, very well. Real Madrid squad is a lot deeper than ours, and we've kind of had a back and forth with them this season. We've won 1 game, they've won 1 game, so it'll be interesting to see what side turns up today. They've obviously got a very good team, so it wouldn't be surprising if they do very well, as it is early where Martinez takes a corner. It's headed away, and we are able to deal with it initially, but the ball goes back out to Martinez from Rigo's header. Elkjær is there to try and deal with it. It's played back to Militao. Lacroix into Valverde on the edge of the box. They're keeping the ball nicely, and we're trying to push them back. But Rodrigo gets a long-range effort, and it is Hall who matches that, saving it, poking it out for a corner kick. Again, they're very much on top in the first couple of minutes here. Martinez, again from the corner, again a header towards goal this time, and it's Hall again to match it. So they're very, very much dominating the start of this game, which I hope doesn't last, as this time the Camavinga header at the near post doesn't quite do enough. As I don't know what that was. Why did we roll it out there and then just hoof it clear? That didn't make any sense whatsoever. We're not trying to keep the ball or anything. Have we given up on that sort of idea? But as the game goes, I think we'll hopefully see us get more and more into it. But there's only one way to find out, and that is to let the game run. But it's Real Madrid coming at us again. We haven't had a single shot yet, and it's been half an hour. Martinez coming forward inside. Rodrigo, he's there, cuts it back to Martinez, who's shot, saved by Hall. And again, Hall's done very, very well to match that shot, as it is another corner. Martinez this time, whipped ball in. It's headed towards goal, but it's over the top by Militao. And we get away with another one. We're probably going to have to do something to change things up soon, because this is not going quite to plan, that's for sure. Nearly at half-time, so if we can squeeze through to half-time or even get a goal maybe. Kjærgaard looking to play back to Rodrigo, who's going to drive forward a bit. He plays it all the way back to Hall in goal, but he looks out to Elche, and we restart once again. Bellingham getting a little bit of space in there is very nice to see, as Hannibal again with some space. Jackson looking to take on his man at left back. He's got every opportunity to get this ball into the box, which he does do well. Kjærgaard doesn't manage to get up for that header, as it is Rashford now who's looking to break for Real Madrid. It's interesting to see he's at Real Madrid, that's for sure. The ball's played forward again as the Croat keeps hold of it, and Real Madrid back in possession and looking to come forward once again as a ball switched over the top. Araujo does well to win and cut that one out as it falls to Hannibal. Then Bellingham, who's ball over the top, finds Parada. Can he make something happen here? Our top goal scorer shoots and scores our first effort on goal, and it is 1-0 Barcelona in the Champions League final. It's what we've done all season. Bellingham with the ball over the top, and it is Parada using his pace and using his finishing ability to get through on goal and slotting it past the keeper. What a lovely, lovely one that was. Bellingham from his own half, little dink over the top. He had a lot to do, Parada, still, with the likes of Undongala pressuring him at the back there, but he kept his cool, and just before half-time, we've taken the league. It's our first shot on target, and we go into half-time at 1-0 up. What a fantastic end to that half after a really dodgy start. I think what we will do is take Kjærgaard off, and Xavi Rene will come on for him. It's not been great for Kjærgaard. We may bring on Pedri in this second half for the likes of Hannibal, who's not been great, or maybe even Weber if necessary, but we'll see how it goes. But hopefully that going into half-time will lead us to kind of pick up our game a bit, as Rodrigo's been able to cut that out. Parada, Weber, round the corner to Jackson, who's played it through to Bellingham, who shoots and scores. There it is, 2-0. Straight away in this second half, we've been able to get another goal. What a fantastic result in coming out of the half-time interval to get a goal. I mean, Rodrigo's done very well to win that header. Rene to Bellingham to Velda, who turns from Parada back to Jackson, and then he pops it through to Bellingham. It's lovely, lovely football to give us that chance to get a goal. Wow. That is exactly the reaction we wanted. We've just got to hold on now, as we do look 10 minutes into the second half, and it is Real Madrid coming forward once again. Rashford, who's received it, had to face his own goal, but he's managed to get the ball back, and he smashes it in past the keeper, and it's 2-1. We knew they were going to score at some point, didn't we? Really, they've been very much dominating, especially the first half, and they had to get something there. But I think we've still got opportunities. I'm not too concerned at this stage. As the game goes on, we might be a little bit more, as Weber looks actually to be a bit injured, so we will start to look to take him off now. We'll bring Pedri on that right hand side. He's he's got the ability easily to be out there to convert things. Hannibal, we will swap you with Jude, and you will come off, and Frankie de Jong will come on. Frankie is struggling for fitness, but I think having that experience come on the pitch, he's that sort of player, and pushing Bellingham up a bit will also get him more and more involved in the game. He's already got an assist as the ball falls to Rodrigo on the edge here. Back to Frankie de Jong, whose ball out wide is brilliantly done to Rasul. Back to Bellingham, who's able to take a yard and find Rasul with a 1-2. He looks back again, but it's a challenge by Solomon on Rasul, but he does manage to get it back. There's no real concerns there as the ball's played up to Pedri, headed away, but Rodrigo once again gets on the ball. He will cut it back onto his left foot, but he uses his right, and that's probably why the pass was missed. Araujo, though, we're keeping the ball very nicely, and when we do lose it, we get it straight back as the ball's played over the top to Bellingham. Jude isn't quite able to get that one past the keeper to give us a 2-goal lead once again. But it is still very good to see we're still on top with a lot of chances in this second half. Jackson's ball in, headed clear by Lacroix. Like I say, first half we had one shot all half. Second half we've upped the ante a lot. They're still involved in the game. It's not over yet, but we have looked very, very good in comparison. With only 5 minutes to go now, do we look to change? I don't think we can make another sub yet, can we? No. Only if it goes to extra time. Okay, that's fine, as Kessie will receive that for Real Madrid. Back to Valverde, who switches the ball out to Pedri, who does win the header, and it heads out for a throw-in, as that is the end of the highlight. And we are ticking down that clock. Can we win the champ? Our first Champions League would be fantastic. Adding to that tally of trophies we've won, it will be 2 trophies added in today's episode. And there you go, Champions League. We've won it with Barca. We've still got a season to go as well with Barcelona. So we could end up getting another few trophies. We're in the Club World Cup as well. So that could be very, very good for us as well. But with that said, what a result. Fantastic stuff. We'll jump to the season review and end it. But I'll see you in just a moment after this fantastic victory celebrations. Get in. And here we are then. It is the season review. 3 trophies this year. What a result. And hopefully many more to come next season. So let's take a look. The new arrivals, Parada, we brought in 138 million he cost us. He came in from Liverpool, who was one of our previous teams, and he absolutely was astounding. 55 goals in appearances in total, 45 starts, with 57 goals and 14 assists. He's not done too badly, let's say that. Moritz Kjærgaard, again, we brought him in from Atletico, our previous club. He was brilliant. He's so versatile. It's exactly what we want. And Brandon Williams playing at that left inverted wing-back role. He did it so well for us at Atletico. There was no reason not to bring him in for £39 million, although he's 32 years old, so getting on a little bit. Rodrigo, I think, was actually a very good signing in the end. 15.75 million. We've converted him to a right-back / centre midfielder, so he can play either, but certainly a player that looks very, very good in there. Transfers out, we have sold a few players. I mean, I think they sold Bruno Prats before we even got here. An elite striker at 24 years old. I mean, 24 goals in 35 appearances when they won the league last year. So we did sell Nedim Hamzic, which in the end I think was a good sale. They only played him 6 times, so devastating for him, but for us, not bad. Morato also went for 31 million to Lyon, which again didn't really influence us in the end. And Xavi went to Al Ittihad for 9 million. Otherwise, not much to talk about. Reiko left for 11 million. I don't know if we even sold him or not. And a couple of loans out. Carlos Cordoba, we will have to see if he comes back and what we do, because I'm going to have to really try and sort out the non-EU players, because I think we've got 5 now and we can only have 3. So will be interesting for sure. But there you go. We won the league, 101 points, top of the table, very comfortably, only losing 3 games all season. And those games being against Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and interestingly enough, Athletic Bilbao as well. So not a bad result. And Vallecano and Leganes, who was the last game of the season, were the 2 other draws in it where we dropped points. So a very, very good result, and I think we can certainly look forward to next season. Champions League, obviously we won that as well, going unbeaten in that one. Arsenal having the draw in there, but a very, very good outcome against our rivals as well. Spanish Cup is another one there. We had a reasonably easy run, to be fair, I have to say, and we made the most of it. And then the Spanish Super Cup, which I'm gutted about with us not winning. We lost 3-2 in the finals to Real Madrid. But hey, 3 trophies, you can't complain, that's for sure. Biggest win was our 15-1 against Olympiacos, as you saw. What a win. A match to remember is 6-0 against Espanyol, and then goal of the season was Rene against Granada. We can see here Pedri, Parada, Bellingham, De Jong and Elkjær being the top shirt sales. Crikey, a lot of shirt sales and a lot of merchandise sold abroad as well. Worldwide reputation, of course. How we lined up? That's exactly it. Rasul Sangoz at left back, Troffin at right, Elkjær and Araujo, Hall in goal, Bellingham, Pedri, Kjærgaard, Weber, Parada and Jackson. Looking fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. We got Manager of the Year as well. Forgot to tell you that one, which is quite a big one. Most clean sheets, 27. So Hall got that there, which is good to see as well. Fans Player of the Season, Parada, as you'd probably expect. Rene, Young Player of the Season, of course. Signing the Season, Parada, again, you'd probably expect that after the season he's had. Top goal scorer, 57 for him. Pedri, 23 assists. Player of the Matches, Parada. Average rating, Parada. And then passes completed, Elkjær as well. Competition awards, though, you got Champions League Midfielder of the Season, Jude Bellingham. Defender of the season for the Champions League was Matthias Elkjær. Broadcaster's African Footballer of the Year was Hannibal, along with being Midfielder of the Year for Africa. Spanish First Division Goalkeeper of the Year was Hall, as I mentioned. Rene winning Young Player of the Year in the Spanish League. Player of the Year was Leonardo Parada, as well as top goal scorer and Champions League Golden Boot. I mean, what a season it's been. An absolute turnaround from how things have gone. Our best seasons were with Benfica right at the start, and now we've turned things around again with Barcelona. We've got one more year with them, so hopefully we can make the most out of that, and hopefully that will also allow us to go to some of the bigger clubs, and we can keep this formation going because it's been working brilliantly. But with that said, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one for next season.